Kevin Keegan represented a more kinder, forgiving, and community-minded nation. It's difficult to describe just how gigantic a public figure Kevin Keegan was in the 1970s and 1980s, a bit like Harry Kane and David Beckham rolled into one. First and foremost, he was a fabulous footballer who played, among others, for Liverpool, Hamburg, Newcastle, and of course, England. But he also had such a clean, trusted image that he was chosen to front public information films to teach kids how to cross the road safely. "Take it from me," Kev told us, sporting his trademark perm and flares. "Be smart, be safe."
An unlocked iPhone 14 for just $299? This renewed 128 gig model gives you a vivid OLED display, 5G, and the freedom to choose your carrier. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/6 before it's gone.
In many ways, Keegan was the embodiment of the way we liked to see England in those years. Others may have been more talented, but nobody worked at it with more effort, or spirited, gentlemanly, and cheerful. His German fans nicknamed him Mighty Mouse. In those days, a footballer like Keegan, who'd go on to win a European Cup and the Ballon d'Or twice, would still be available to rock up at some athletics ground in the summer of 1976 and be filmed competing in things like weightlifting, shooting, swimming, and cycling against stars from other sports. But Keegan wasn't just in it for the ride. Despite crashing off his bike and ripping half the skin off his upper back, he got right back in the saddle and stormed to a great time, winning the entire event in the process. Now, with his death, it seems that those great English qualities belong to a different era, long since past. He once told a filmmaker he wanted to become prime minister when he finished playing. And based on recent candidates, we could have done worse, frankly. Instead, he took up football management, initially, and pretty successfully, with Newcastle, before later being tempted into the England job, which he finally admitted was a bit beyond him. But nobody could fault his desire and passion, even if he was occasionally outsmarted. Of course, Keegan was always going to have an audience, and in later years he entertained at speaker events around the country. After one of these, he was widely and unforgivably castigated for talking about women footballers as ladies, which, to his generation, was a polite, gentlemanly word, but which had been mangled by wokery into an apparent term of derogation. After his tragic death, I hope those who criticized him for innocently using the term ladies should be thoroughly ashamed. He also claimed women footballers shouldn't be TV pundits on the men's game as they didn't share the same playing experience. Yes, that line of thought is old-fashioned, but hardly worthy of the condemnation that rained down on him, with the Women in Football organization claiming he was advocating a gender apartheid in football, and former Lioness Lion Sanderson using a famous Keegan quote against him, saying she'd love it if he would shut up. That ungenerous episode shows how this country has morphed into something that would have been unrecognizable to those of us growing up in the 70s. Never mind that Keegan was a sporting hero. Never mind that by all accounts he was a lovely guy. No, let's abuse him, even cancel him, for his innocent use of a word and for attitudes that have only recently gone out of fashion. How sad, disrespectful, self-defeating, and childish. So, as we mourn King Kev, we also mourn a more innocent, kinder, forgiving, community-minded nation. We didn't realize it then, and we, for sure, had our problems. But they were good days, made all the better by having Keegan as our footballing star.